Hey, so I think this is going to be one of my first politically oriented videos, I think. I might have divulged into one at one time before, but this one is actually a total emotional reaction. And I figure I had it now, so I'll make the video now. This is on the whole, and I know we're not in that season right now, primary season for presidential elections, but I know there's other elections going on. That I know one came by in Massachusetts a little while ago. They had a primary. And here's my problem. I'm going to go into this in another video, but I am actually not, according to the state, I live in New Hampshire, so it's the state of New Hampshire, I am an undeclared party voter. That means I don't belong to a political party, which is actually incorrect, because nationally I do belong to a political party, a group called the Modern Whig Party. And if you haven't heard of the Modern Whig Party, you need to check it out. And I was hoping to do a lot more work with this party, but personally some things came up in my life and it's really dragged me down, unfortunately. And I'm hoping that something will change very soon, and if that does happen, I want to do some work with them. They're a third party, they call it in this country. You have the Democrats, you have the Republicans, and then you have third parties, they call them. And a lot of people don't like third parties because they take votes away from one party or the other. The problem is, I won't get into that right now, it's another video. But, well, I can talk about it a little bit, I guess. So the unique thing about the United States is we have a two-party system. You can go on Wikipedia and look up like a two-party, I think they call it the two-party system, or I forget the word, I can't think of it now, but you can actually go on Wikipedia and they actually talk about everything from the founding of the United States until now, which two parties controlled everything. It's like it was designed in the Constitution, which was not. The Constitution doesn't say anything about political parties at all. In fact, George Washington wasn't really a Federalist, officially, even though he's called a Federalist because that's what he leaned to, but he didn't believe in that either. So political parties take up way too much energy in this country. I understand you need political parties to join people together, but the power that the Republicans and Democrats have are just way out of hand. Way out of hand. And if you live here, you probably know it. The presidential elections, sorry, my stomach's bothering me today. The presidential elections, if you watch the whole process, it's almost a 2-year process now, it's ridiculous. It's a joke. If you could take both of those candidates, and I wish I had better editing software, because there's this really cool Futurama thing that they have two presidential candidates and they have like the same name, Johnson & Johnson or something like that. Yeah, it was about, no, I'm sorry, that was The Simpsons. And vote for Johnson something or Johnson something, and it didn't matter who you were voting for. And that's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter, in my opinion. Really, I mean, the last election was Mitt Romney for the Republicans and Barack Obama for the Democrats. And, I mean, I voted for Mitt Romney just because of what I thought his experience level was. I thought he could do something with the economy and stuff, so I thought he'd be a better choice. But choices have been really lax, and really it's hard to differentiate between candidates. I think the only shot you really have is at the municipal level or the local level. And I know a lot of people don't vote in a local election. You should really go out there and vote in your local elections. And whoever's watching this video, no matter where you are in the world, you should vote in your local election. That's where you can make the most difference, is your local elections. Party affiliation really doesn't matter at the local level. It just doesn't have that much of a difference. So you're voting for people that you know. As you move up, it gets to be a job. I mean, look at Congress now in the United States, and maybe even at the state level a little bit. You got people that have been, and they're in Congress, Senate, and the House of Representatives. That's their career. It's not there to represent the people. That's their career. Because the system has been designed over the years to, in order for you to make a real serious difference, in order for you to make a serious difference, you have to be an incumbent. You have to know things. You have to be there for a while and know how the system works, which is not how it was designed. And it's a real shame. And I think it's getting worse. But here's what I really want to talk about, the primary process. Each election, each political party has a primary where they take all the candidates that want to run, let's say for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, and all these candidates want to run. You see it a lot in the presidential election. It takes a long time to go through. And you weed it down to one candidate. Whoever wins the primary from each party gets to run for that party in the general election. Now, the general election, let's say for president, doesn't matter. Anybody can run. I think you pay a $500 fee, and as long as you meet the requirements to be president, personally, you can run. But if you want to run for the Democratic Party, Republican Party, or any other party, you have to usually go through a primary process. It's like a playoff, a sports playoff. And that's great, that's fine, that's the way it should be. That way each party gets the candidate that should win. And I think smaller parties just have a convention and then they nominate somebody, which is fine. The Modern Whig Party, I don't think they put anybody in for president yet, which actually I like because it looks like they're just trying to establish a base and move forward, which I think is great. And again, I'm not going to get into the specifics about that party right now. I'll save that for another video. My next one probably. But sorry for the dogs barking next door. Yeah. So here's my beef. I realized this when I actually joined the Modern Whig Party, which, just for a quick plug, is they call a party for the rest of us. And it really is a good moderate party. And they believe a lot of things should be judged by the state level, what the states think, and I do like that for a lot of issues. Not all of them, but for a lot of issues. So whatever, that's my plug for that. So here's my question. The Democrats and Republicans have their primaries, and they set up their voting booths, and they have these things going on in town halls and such, and all this stuff happens, and my problem is, I don't know if you realize this, and if I'm incorrect, please tell me, but I'm pretty sure in this state, the taxpayers pay for the primaries to be run. Give me a break. Why should I pay, especially me being not a Democrat or Republican, why should I pay for their primaries? Why should any taxpayer pay for any political party's primary process? The dogs are going crazy. So, again, if I'm wrong, and I don't think I am, but if I'm wrong, please comment, let me know. But I'm pretty confident the way it's set up that the towns have to pay for the voting booths to be put up and people to man them and pay for the facilities wherever they're in. I know a lot of them use schools and town halls and stuff and churches, but I know there's some money going on somewhere. And my problem is, why should a taxpayer pay for a certain political party's primary process? It shouldn't. Not at all. That party should have to pay. And you know they're not going to. And that's why I think this whole Democrat-Republican thing, which I'll do another video on later, is totally screwed up. It's a total, doesn't matter who each party puts up, they're the same anyway. So I'm a big third-party guy. So, again, my beef, I don't think the taxpayers should have to pay for a political party's primary, for their primary process to be run so they could choose their candidate. So I guess I'm curious what anybody else might think. Thanks for watching.